The last shot of The Rise of Skywalker will melt your minds, says Kevin Smith. That is the headline on this week's Force Friday show.
Yes, John, this coming in from NME. I think it was actually picked up by IGN on Twitter.
Yes.
They're saying Kevin Smith is talking about the last shot of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Crew and members said seeing it would melt your mind. What's your thoughts on this, John?
Very intriguing, Stephen, first and foremost, purely because it is Kevin Smith. So you always have to take it with a sliver of, just a pinch of salt in actual fact. I'll change mid-sentence what I was about to say. I mean, I love Kevin Smith, but it's intriguing because it is Kevin Smith. Do you believe him? Is he perhaps going hyperbolic on us again and maybe pushing the boundaries of the actual truth? Because the guy loves Star Wars, he loves comic genres, and he does tend to gush extremely at certain things coming out of sets. We've seen him crying numerous times before on the sets of Star Wars. But I'm intrigued because it is Kevin, and I do trust him. Joking aside, I trust his views on movies, and I trust what he's coming out and saying here about the potential final sequence, scene, shot, whatever, of The Rise of Skywalker. I don't know what it means, because we have no context of what this could mean in the grand scheme of things. It's all very cloak and daggers, but it was the actual crew that said it, or was it Kevin Smith?
It was Kevin
I
Smith.
think he was relaying, wasn't he, what the crew says. He was on the set, obviously, and I think they said something like, you should come and see this, although it's the final shot, it may melt your mind. And he's like, well, I have to see this now. So it's all very intriguing. I don't know what to make of it, but we'll get into the actual
ignoring he's best friends with J.J. Abrams, John, and some might say his judgment might be clouded. He's a big Star Wars fan. He's an emotional Star Wars fan, as we've already found out from, he was on set of The Force Awakens, cried his eyes out about being on the Millennium Falcon.
I would as well.
I think he might have turned up for something on The Last Jedi as well. I can't remember if it was that or Rogue One. I can't remember. But he's a man that wears his heart on his sleeve, especially with things that he's very passionate about. When I first saw the headline, John, my mind was racing. I've already said to you what I think it might have been, but reading the article further on, it depends. My idea was that the Rise of Skywalker would see Force Ghosts appearing at the very end in the vein of Luke, Leia, Ben Solo. If he dies, if Kylo Ren, redeems himself, and then we get the last shot of Anakin coming through as a Force Ghost as well. But I don't know, because that if you read the article a little bit further down, it does say it's a specific set. It's a location. Which kind of hints to me it's somewhere we've been before, maybe Tatooine, who knows, the homestead, who knows. Well,
Stephen, obviously the final shot we've seen of the set of the Rise of Skywalker on Twitter, I think it was JJ posted it up, of Daisy Ridley, John Boyega and obviously Oscar Isaac. They were hugging and embracing. It was in the desert, so I don't know what that would mean. I don't know if Kevin Smith was actually at the Chinizia, I think it was, perhaps. It may have been somewhere else, actually.
I can't remember where it was, John.
Yeah, but it was a desert setting anyway, the country. I don't know if he went that far or whether he just went to Pinewood. I'm not entirely sure. But they film these movies out of sequence anyway. The final shot may not align with what the actual final shot they finished in the movie's production. I mean, it may not line up perfectly. But I love your idea, Stephen. I really do. I don't know how it would work in terms of, obviously, perhaps Ben, I don't know if he would be, would he have to be redeemed prior to being killed, or would he be able to appear?
It depends if he's killed as Kylo Ren in self-sacrifice in the same way Anakin did, then yes, he would be redeemed.
And then also we have previous for that with Hayden Christensen's Force Ghost, and prior to that Sebastian Shaw.
The reason I think is because the thing to do with that final shot in Return of the Jedi, it might play into how, it might actually support the case of a Hayden Christensen coming back, as in some form for this last episode. And that kind of played in my mind as well. So I think it's got something to do with that. I think it has got something to do with the homestead as well. I think
that'd be absolutely incredible, Stephen. If we go all the way back to the homestead, that would just be beautiful in terms of poetic. George always says it repeats itself. Full circle, the end of the Skywalker saga, in a sense, begins. and some would say it begins on the Tantive 4, but really the story, the heroic journey of Luke going to redeem his father begins on the Skywalker homestead.
Yeah.
So to have that finish there would just be perfect. I did say to you, Stephen, when we were discussing this potential theory you have, which I love, I hope JJ somehow has been sort of imparting telekinetically or whatever, telepathically into your brain. This is the actual thing that he's doing. He has in mind. Because it would be beautiful, Stephen, having them appear. I suggested that perhaps we get that beautiful line from it was actually in the Last Jedi trailer, where Luke says, I have the power, you have this, what was it? I have the power, you have it. My sister has it, you have this power too. Got there in the end.
It's a line from Return of the Jedi, kind of switched around. Force Awakens trailer was, John.
Yeah, was it the Force Awakens? Yeah, you're right. It was one of the first ones when obviously she glides along the desert setting. Essentially, him saying that perhaps Rey, as you did say, Ben sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
Last half an hour of the movie, getting into the final act, she's struggling to overcome something. Maybe the Emperor, Chief's guards, or something that maybe I don't know what the antagonist is in the movie, but perhaps she's toiling, struggling to defeat it. And then we see Luke coming through as a Force ghost and contacting her like old Ben did with Luke back in the day. And he says to her those epic lines, I have this power, you have it too. My sister has it, Leia comes out as a Force ghost.
Yeah.
Fit Ben in some way, my father has it, also Anakin comes through.
We're obviously assuming Leia's going to die in this film as well.
So. She's got to die, surely. And then he says you have it too, and it may perhaps have wide consequences for obviously her lineage as well.
Yeah.
I'd love that. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see that utilised so we can see Anakin Skywalker coming back, obviously Hayden Christensen once again. I think that'd be beautiful. I think it'd be poetic. We're taking a lot from one quote from Kevin Smith saying that it will melt your minds, but
that's what
Star Wars fans do. Yeah. It may just be about the set after all. Maybe it's just a cool set and it's melted his minds. I don't know.
Maybe it's round the Sarlacc pit, maybe they're pulling out Boba Fett.
He's skeleton, charred.
Yeah.
And it's very, very warm here, incidentally, Stephen, so we've shoehorned that in beautifully. I almost feel like I'm in the Sarlacc pit just now, or perhaps in Jabba's palace with Salacious P. Crumb just dangling off my knee, giddily laughing away like a little git. It's so warm, so warm. But look, I digress. I'm going to move on because I'm already giving it away, and that is ominous for the rest of the show. It's about 6 minutes in, Stephen, 7 minutes in, so we'll see where it goes after this. But this one is all about Disney Plus. The launch schedule apparently is light on Marvel and heavy on Star Wars. And what they're essentially saying, this is coming from Superhero Hype, Stephen, is that in the first sort of a year of Disney Plus, certainly in the first calendar year, we're only getting, I think, the final quarter of 2019 where Disney Plus pops up. It's going to be very heavy on Star Wars content. It's going to have Mandalorian appearing, I think, November 12th.
Yeah.
We'll have the original.
For the launch of Disney Plus, Yeah,
the launch, Then we'll have the original trilogy, the sequel trilogy, Rebels, The Clone Wars, Force Awakens, and Rogue One. So it's all Star Wars heavy and not a lot of Marvel. Yeah. What do you make of this? Obviously,
listen, I know
slightly
you're about to say.
Yeah. Because we won't actually have it in 2019. We have to wait until 2020.
I think we'll jig this headline to say Disney Plus launch schedule light on Marvel and light on Star Wars in the UK, because I'm so jealous, John, because and as a petulant Star Wars fan, it's so unfair.
Yeah, some would say you're a man baby, Stephen.
I sound like Anakin, actually. It's holding me back. But this it sounds great. First and foremost, it sounds great. I think we'll have to move to the US, John, if we want to experience this, because we know with the power and the beauty of social media, we connect with our friends all around the world, and they'll all be talking about The Mandalorian, how great it is. John Favreau has pulled another one out of the hat.
Just like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Stephen.
After The Mandalorian, I'm going to watch all the Star Wars episodes back to back on Disney Plus, and then I'm going to watch some Clone Wars and Heroes as well. And we're not going to get any of it. Rebels, sorry. We're not going to get any of that.
I hope they do watch Heroes.
Yeah, we're not going to get any of this. We will just have to watch our VHSs over here because we're so behind. Not even the special editions, the original cuts. If anyone out there's jealous, we have them. So yeah, it sounds great, John. And there's a way I expected it to be anyway. With the the Marvel series, the what's it called? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think that's enough for this year for Marvel on the streaming platform. Anyway, it's a good way to sort of kick off their shows.
Does that not come out next year though? So we may actually get that premiering by the time that comes out.
Yeah.
So that's a little bone of fun.
I think we're going to be getting what they got 6 months before. I
hope we get Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan.
It's going to be like Neighbours and Home and Away back in the day when we got it, when 6 months, so after the
what you're telling me, Stephen, is it's basically we are getting a taste of our own medicine here because it's what us Central Belters in Scotland do to the Highlanders in Scotland. They're still watching Police Academy 4 up there, Stephen.
Yeah, Highland Film Theatre. Yeah, I think so, John. I think it's just the nature of the game, unfortunately. Although most of Star Wars is filmed in the UK, it doesn't matter to some people.
No, Stephen, in fairness, joking aside, it isn't actually. It's not Disney and Lucasfilm's fault.
I think it's some Australian, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if it is actually Rupert Murdoch as well. I think what it is EU legislation. Apparently there's some issue with distributing rights or something like that, and they have to get through red tape with the EU before they can then allow Disney Plus to arrive here in the United Kingdom. But as we do know, we have a new Prime Minister, the bumbling idiot that is Boris Johnson. I can't even speak, so clearly I'm a bumbling idiot as well. He was Eton educated, so he's not that daft, but
no.
Maybe he'll take us out of the
£7
EU.
$7 a month, though, John. I'm just getting back on track here. What do you think of that? What's that in our money?
It's about £5, but I've no doubt it'll somehow change into a £10 subscription fee over here.
That's what I pay for Netflix anyway. Yeah. So
it works up to $12.99 now over here, I think.
Yeah, for different. I think that's for more sort of.
Yeah, we have that
for more devices. But no, listen, I don't mind that at all. I think that's very reasonable considering what you're going to be getting. And this is not only Star Wars stuff and Marvel stuff. You're going to get all those Disney classic films as well.
Yeah.
You're going to get The Simpsons because of all the Fox stuff. Probably X-Files, all that kind of thing as well.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be unlimited, basically. You know all this catalogue that they're going to bring to this streaming service. But as I said, I'm very jealous, John, because I know that it's 12th of November this launches. The Mandalorian launches the same day. This is the series that's going to kickstart the service. So I just can't wait till we get it, because it's going to be very hard for us over here, seen on social media, seeing guys like Chris Stuckman reviewing episode after episode.
Well, Stuckman may not actually, because I think he always says that he's late to the party when it comes to TV shows, so he likes to wait and see if it's getting good hype and then he'll go and binge it. I think he says so. We'll not have to worry about that, but certainly Jeremy Jans will be doing it episodic. So
I wasn't a fan of Game of Thrones, John. I know you were. Was it the same kind of experience that you felt with that series? I don't know how far behind we were with that series when it when it was obviously.
I was miles behind. I didn't start watching that until about 4 years ago or something, 3 years ago. I caught up, and then also I watched it.
But for every new episode, we got in the UK, how far behind was it?
I think it was round about the same, Stephen. Perhaps maybe they got a little bit earlier in the States. Maybe the morning prior to us getting it.
That's not too bad, actually.
Well, it wasn't too bad.
HBO, yeah.
That was HBO. They clearly know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it's not a streaming platform, so we'll see what happens, Stephen. We may, as I did say, with Boris coming in, that may be one silver lining. He takes us out of the EU. We lose our jobs and whatnot, but we get Disney Plus early. So who knows? We'll see what happens. I'm excited for The Mandalorian. I've seen the sneak peek video. We weren't supposed to see it.
Yeah.
It was shown at Star Wars Celebration, but we did see it. Obviously, Carol Weathers looks absolutely incredible.
Not as we were at Celebration.
No, we weren't there. We've seen it.
Make that clear.
Yeah, it leaked on YouTube and we did watch it because we're Star Wars fans and we'll get my hands into every bit of content, no matter whether it's Noble and the Ferries or whatnot. I don't care.
Someone had the cheek to do a reaction to it as well.
Yeah. Stephen, well,
that's
you
a
do
dangerous
it.
game.
I'm going to make it out the bag. We did.
No.
We filmed but never seen the light of day.
We decided this isn't a wise move.
No, we'd have lost the channel.
And it was a terrible
quality. Yeah, though, Stephen, as I did say, looking forward to it. We'll get the Mandalorian when we get it, and they're absolutely right. Starting off very Star Wars heavy, very light on Marvel, but the equilibrium will balance itself out in subsequent years of obviously Disney Plus becoming a thing. and we'll get more Marvel, Star Wars, and perhaps Obi-Wan. Perhaps we'll get a Darth Vader time travel thing like we spoke about.
Yeah.
Lord knows, I hope not.
Great
but
Scots, yeah.
Yes, great Scots indeed. But Stephen, we're going to move on very swiftly because we went off in a massive tangent various times in that topic. Let's try and get it back to a more linear show here. Although I don't really care either way. This next topic, Stephen, is all about Kylo Ren. And it's a twist. Has he been doing this all along? I've just jumped the topic, but I'll get right into this anyway.
Yeah, go for it.
Has he been doing this the whole time? I'll let you in, Stephen, because you've read the topic. I've actually not read it.
Well, listen, John, it's very easy.
This was supposed to be the last topic.
What's happened here is that this is from the Express, so take it with a pinch of salt, please. And basically what they're doing is it is a new fan theory, so it could be, I don't know where this came from, but there's a few things that have sort of popped up where some fans have picked up on this and they're kind of trying to twist it the other way and stuff like that in regards to some of the things that Kylo Ren had been up to in the previous episodes. The Force Awakens, we were introduced to a very complex villain who didn't quite seem secure in his own abilities or his motives. In 2017's The Last Jedi, Rey seemed to have picked up on his uncertainty and tried to lure him back to the light. Now, there's a few little things in there, John. I don't know if you want to maybe mention some of them now.
Yeah. I like this theory a lot.
I do, but I'm ready to shoot it down once you...
Oh, I hope not.
Because I do like this theory as well, but there's one little thing that sort of niggles in the background with me.
Well, Stephen, having just read briefly through the theory, what they're essentially saying is that Kylo Ren knew that Palpatine was still around from the very beginning, and that he deliberately fell to the dark side in order to get himself close enough to Snoke so he could kill him, and then subsequently get close enough to Palpatine so he could kill him. And that is why he found it so difficult to kill his father, Han Solo. He obviously says to him, I have to do something, but I don't know if I'm strong enough, will you help me? And essentially he's used his father's hand coming out to touch also his lightsaber, then he just has to ignite it. That brings him to the dark side and initiates this sort of a covert plan to kill both these Sith, and I don't know what Snoke was. We still don't know whether he was a Sith or not. But they say that even this is a bit that caught my attention when he speaks to the Vader helmet in The Force Awakens. I will finish what you started. That is a truly interesting prospect. Could he have been not doing this for nefarious purposes, but actually try to access his grandfather's Force Ghost or whatever and say, you obviously try to kill Palpatine once and for all, and it failed. He's still around. Now I'll finish it. This is very intriguing. I actually would love this to be the case. They then go on to say, just that thought I'd throw out here in the event that something similar ends up happening. I hope it does. I really do. That is very interesting.
It isn't. It would have been a great way to. There'd have been the biggest twist of all twists. To be honest with you, the only thing that sort of niggles in the background with me anyway, and I've not really gave it too much thought, but the first thing that popped into my head was obviously Luke Skywalker and his relationship with Ben. Luke Skywalker is probably one of the most powerful Jedis to ever exist. Surely he would have been able to sense this. It would obviously contradict a few of those scenes as well between both of them, those the flashback scenes that we saw at the Jedi Temple. It sounds great on paper, it really does, but I think because of the events of The Last Jedi, it would be very hard it'd be a bit of a stretch, to be honest with you, with the relationship between Ben and Luke. Taking that away, it sounds a great twist, and it's something I would have loved to have saw played out if they hadn't shown us the full relationship between Luke and Ben. But listen, it's a great theory. I love these things. This is the things that I love when we're not getting proper sort of hard news on Star Wars, the fan theories. We all do them. I've just done one. I told John about. He liked it. Whether it comes true or not, it's another thing. But this is what we all do, and I'm not going to knock it. So
once again, proves, Stephen, that perhaps some of these fans should be writing the plots and the scripts
for
Star Wars, because we've recently reacted to great Star Wars fan films, and they opened up little facets of a character which
they're great,
beautifully fit into the actual main films, storylines and whatnot, and it would add context to why these this way and why he's that way.
This is why I think that J.J. Abrams should have took this trilogy by the scruff of the neck and took full control of the story, because I'm not saying that this was in his head or anything like that. This is just basically a theory from the fans. But if this was something that J.J. Abrams had looked at, he certainly wouldn't have done what Rian Johnson did in the middle part. I'm not knocking Rian Johnson for what he did. He did it and it's done, and we've just got to move on from it. But that's the problem. You've got J.J. Abrams having to go from his episode 7 and leapfrog episode 8 into episode 9. I don't know if he's going to just retcon or if he's going to just move on from some of the stuff that happened in episode 8. Who knows?
Yeah, Stephen, this is again goes back to the difficulties in juggling stories when they don't also have a clear direction from start to end. They've went in, they've just flung the other directors into the sandbox, if you like, and just said, do whatever the hell you want. Don't worry about how it connects, we'll make it work in some way. This is just me hypothesising. I don't know if that's actually the case or not, but to me, looking from the outside, it looks like there wasn't one clear distinct arc which super exceeded side plots and just creative decisions from the obviously Rian Johnson and whatnot and JJ, which is the way you should really do it. I think you should have a clear view and vision mapped out, then you can give them slight leeway to alter it one way or the other. I would have loved to have seen this happen. It really is a shame that Ryan, a little round-headed fool, some would say, not me. I actually like Rian Johnson, joking aside. I just don't like some of his choices within the Star Wars movie that he did, The Last Jedi. But as a director, over and above that, an independent director, really have enjoyed his work. Really looking forward to Knives Out, incidentally. But it's just that, you're right, Stephen, it niggles the way they've handled this sequel trilogy. If you're going to utilise different directors, as I did say, without repeating myself, have a clear and concise overarching story. And the fact that they've just let them do what they want, it's perhaps ruined some potential arcs which we could have seen play out beautifully. And as you did say, if JJ had directed it from beginning to end, it would have had so much more scope to follow on from things that he'd done in The Force Awakens, perhaps open up things. But look, it wasn't to be. They gave Rian Johnson the gig. Colin Trevorrow, apparently, by all accounts, was on more of a similar level to JJ in terms of the way he had the story arced out, and the way that he wanted to utilise Luke Skywalker, perhaps in a more meteor role. I would have thought JJ that would have been the direction he would have took, because he didn't use them at all in The Force Awakens. He set him up as this near-on mythical being. The whole movie that he created to kickstart and rejuvenate Star Wars was about hunting and finding Luke Skywalker. So for them then to drop the ball completely like it did in The Last Jedi, for me anyway, not utilise that character at all, doesn't look like it's something that would marry up with JJ's views on the trilogy. But
talk about underwhelming,
Yes, it is, Stephen, but we're going to move on to another theory here.
Yes.
This one, again, is something that intrigues me greatly. Whether it happens or not is probably unlikely. It's all about the Rise of Skywalker again. Of course, it's the last movie in the Skywalker saga. Why would it be any other movie, John? But it's essentially them saying that Rey may not be the only Jedi. Now, Stephen, we spoke about this previously. Essentially, it's all about Finn. And could he be Force sensitive? And they're essentially saying that because of novelisations in video games, recent evidence is pointing more and more to the fact that he could indeed have Force-sensitive abilities, and this could have big ramifications for the final episode in the Star Wars saga. Do you think, Stephen, once again, that Finn could be a Jedi, do you think? Or not a Jedi, but could he have Force-sensitive
John,
abilities?
there is a difference between... I think this article actually confuses itself, because it does say Force-sensitive in some areas, and then it says, him being a Jedi as Rey, the potential that as Rey does, but
is Rey a Jedi
there is, I think there's going to be some time passed between the Last Jedi and this one, so she'll be a Jedi Knight, I would have assumed.
That's a
maybe
jump.
with the well, she's not a Jedi Master, so I think the one down from that's a Jedi Knight.
Actually you're right, that's not a
same
jump.
position as Luke Skywalker was in The Return of a Jedi, but Finn is a Force sensitive, I don't know. There is obviously people who've picked up on Maz Kanata passing the lightsaber to him in The Force Awakens and then use it, I don't know if she just wanted it off her own hands. I don't know, she seemed to want to get rid of that pretty quickly.
It's almost like Han Solo with the space.
The thing is, as well, with Finn, And one of those rumours that was a few months back that I kind of lost control over was the Masquerade as Pirates topic, John, where that barge scene that we've seen in the trailer with Finn and Poe and the droids getting chased. I'm assuming that is it's either the Knights of Ren or it's these pirates. I don't know if the pirates are good guys or bad guys. I don't know.
No, I think they're the good guys.
They're the good guys. So
it was just me, Stephen. I was getting
if that theory is true, if we're going back to that theory that the Knights of Ren are going to make some appearance and Finn and Poe and that are going to take them on, then I hope to God that Finn has got some kind of force abilities because he's going to need them.
Or he's going to have his back sliced open once again and land himself in a back-to tank for... it's only 5 minutes, really. Yeah. He actually get the time jump. He wasn't in it very long at all.
Really. In real time it was 2 years, but for the film's narration it was like 5-10 minutes. Yeah,
but Stephen, you're absolutely right. The whole sort of a theory is buffed out of this concept of Maz Kanata giving him the lightsaber. Why would she give him the Luke Skywalker, the Anakin Skywalker weapon if he didn't have some degree of force sensitivity? I think they try to answer that though in subsequent canon novels where they mentioned that stormtroopers do get quite extensive melee combat training, so they can handle various different weapons similar to lightsabers. But it is an interesting concept, Stephen, the concept of her giving this lightsaber. Could she have sense? Because we do know they heavily hinted that she had a degree of sensitivity within herself, but that she wasn't a Jedi. So there is leeway in the Star Wars galaxy now, our universe, for force-sensitive beings who are not out-and-out Jedis. I personally think she was just giving him, I did mention this to you before we come on, she was just giving him this lightsaber and for him to carry it to Rey, and this was a symbolic moment for the Finn character, who of course in the earlier stages of the movie was quite selfish in a similar way to Han Solo was at the beginning of A New Hope. Selfish and just wanted to flee the First Order, wanted to take Rey with him, had wanted nothing to do with the Resistance or being part of this bigger, more noble sort of a cause. For him to then take that lightsaber, use it briefly and then essentially use it as like a carrier pigeon, taking it to Rey, this was him proving that he'd changed, he'd matured throughout the journey of The Force Awakens. So if that sounded interesting, and that he essentially has became a part of this greater, more noble cause like Han Solo did before him. I don't think it means he's a Jedi.
No, I don't think so.
I would love him to be.
I think if she passed it to Han, the first protocol, he would have taken that lightsaber to Leia. And I think Leia would have reacted the same way Luke did when he got handed it. I think she wouldn't have wanted anything to do with it and the history behind it. But John, it does say in this article as well, there's the scene where Kylo Ren pauses, it's the village scene, and he senses something. Well, that was kind of covered, we talked about this last week or the week before, that it's actually been covered in a comic.
There's multiple.
There's history between these two characters to begin with, and that was one of the reasons, or one of the possible reasons.
And again, that can be spun both ways.
Yeah,
you can spin it like, well, he's sensing something within him, but then it could just be that he's took a dislike to this guy. He's had numerous altercations with him, and he just doesn't like him. That sounds like thunder.
I think it's Ewoks, John, and Endor celebrating.
It's not thunder, sorry, that is lightning strikes, Stephen. So this is Chief Palpatine trying to kill us because we are doing him down and suggesting that he's going to get killed by Kylo Ren. It's all very concerning. But Stephen, that is going to bring us to the end of this week's Force Friday show. What did you guys make of all the various different topics we spoke about? Are you looking forward to this potential melt your brain moment, eureka moment that Kevin Smith speaks of at the end of the Rise of Skywalker? What did you make of the potential Finn force sensitive theory? What do you make of Kylo Ren perhaps doing a whole Shyamalan-esque twist and being good all along? If you've got anything to say about all the various topics we spoke about, you know what you can do. Comment below and let us know what your thoughts were. Like the video if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this in the future. And we will both be back next Monday with MBE Box Office.